Hey everybody, and welcome to Jersey Boys Sports Talk, the only show that skips shows for baseball tournaments. Shout out to UCB. I don't know where the tournament is, but he's probably winning somewhere. I'm here with Snowball. It's just us for the second week in a row. What's up, Snowball?
How's it going?
Well, we're not playing baseball right now. We're here to talk some sports with you
You know
guys.
who is playing baseball? The Royals and the Giants.
Okay, we're gonna get to that a little bit later. Just to let you guys know, phone number for tonight is 862-400-6461. Call in, text in, whatever. Like us on Facebook, Jersey Boys Sports Talk with Nick Bogatis, CB Garrett. Well, not CB Garrett tonight, but CB Garrett and Matt Stolboff. Our Twitter is at JB Sports Talk. If you check it out tonight, you'll see what we're doing for our Joel Embiid Memorial segment. It's a pretty interesting experiment this week. But without further ado, like Snowball said, we do have the Kansas City Royals and the San Francisco Giants. Now, I haven't watched an inning of World Series baseball. Goes to show how much of a baseball fan I am. Snowball, you've been watching the World Series a little bit.
I've been watching a bit.
You've been watching a bit. So, what have you seen? The Royals are up 2-1. What's your biggest takeaway?
Well, for the first two games, it was it was hard to really see because both teams kind of dominated. Game one, the Giants just kind of dominated the whole way through. Game two, the Royals did, but game three was kind of interesting. The Royals. The Royals had a 3-0 lead yesterday, and it got cut down to 3-2 in the sixth or the seventh. And I didn't watch really from then on. I kind of saw the sixth, and I said to myself, like, we're really going to see how well Kansas City can hold a close lead, especially in the World Series. And they did a great job. Their closers did great, and I'm confident now that I'm fully confident the Royals can win the World Series. They have a legit chance to win it, especially that they won Game 3. A big game. If they lose this game, San Francisco takes the lead in the World Series. And I feel like if San Francisco takes the lead in the World Series from their experience, it's kind of hard to come back from that. So Kansas City was good win there. Have one more game in San Fran before they go back to Kansas City. I really hope Kansas City wins. Most of America hopes Kansas City wins. It's on that ESPN poll. I don't know if you saw that. It's like 80%, something crazy.
Yeah.
So let's go Royals. And I think that after that Game 3 win, I think they got a really good chance of winning.
You know what? They started off the first two in Kansas City. The Giants dominated Game 1, and, like I said, I haven't really been watching it. But just looking at the box score, I'm like, yeah, I was right. Giants are going to spoil this. They won 7-1. But then the Royals come back the next night in Kansas City, won 7-2. So now I'm thinking it's a series now. Last night the Royals won it in San Francisco, 3-2. Tonight is one of the two remaining games in San Francisco. Then the last two are in Kansas City. Tonight it's Jason Vargas for the Royals and Ryan Vogelsong for the Giants. It's a toss-up for me because I really want to say the Giants are going to spoil the Royals in the series, but the way the Royals have been playing, minus Game 1, because I think Bumgarner was just too much for them. I think it's really tough. I'm thinking the Royals might actually win this, as crazy as it sounds.
Come on the bandwagon.
Now, I'm not joining the bandwagon yet, but I'm really on the fence. I think tonight can decide the World Series. I think if the Giants win tonight in San Francisco, they'll probably win on Sunday, and they'll probably win the series. If the Royals win, then they're up 3-1, and then they have one game in San Francisco and 2 games at home to clinch the World Series. So I think it's all down to tonight, even though there's going to be 3 more games after that. But Snowball, you're pretty confident that the Royals are going to win this. So how many games you give it?
Kind of like to see him win at home. So if we do it right, so I mean, it might go. I mean, the Royals. I think they'll either win in Game 5 or Game 7 because I feel like if they're gonna win it, it's gonna be at home. So Game 5 or Game 7.
Well, Game Five's in San Fran, so 6 or
No,
7.
it's Game 4 is in San Fran.
Yeah, it's 2-3-2.
Oh right. All right. So then Game 6 or 7.
All right, that's fair. I think it'll go 6 regardless.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it for World Series. I mean, I don't know how many of you guys are actually watching the World Series in depth because I feel like for the past maybe 5-6 years, the World Series just haven't gotten that much of ratings. I feel like a lot of people don't watch it. And if they do, they don't watch all of it. It's just very hard to sit there, especially if you're not there. I'm sure attendance is great, but if you're not there, I feel like it's very hard to watch baseball. But honestly, I'm pretty sure
I feel like if your team, I feel like if your team's not in it, it's hard to watch for baseball.
now I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure I saw somewhere that the NFL Combine got better ratings than I'm not sure if it was all World Series games last year or one of them, but if the NFL's draft combine gets better ratings than the championship of the MLB, I think you seriously got to work on that. I'm not sure if you have to cut down the amount of innings because that's just how baseball.
They are doing experiments in there's a Arizona League going on right now, I think. And they're like testing out clocks for like the amount of time a pitcher can like duration before each pitch.
Yeah, I mean, if you need a pitch clock, I'd be on board for something like that to speed up the game. I mean, that's a huge reason people love soccer. It's 2 hours and you're done. Maybe there's overtime, but that's about it. Even football goes on for 3.5 hours. You just can't sit that long sometimes. Speaking of soccer, we're not going to go too much into this, but El Clasico was today. Real Madrid took it from Barcelona 3-1. So Neymar started off the game in the 4th minute, scoring for Barcelona, but then from there it was all Real Madrid. Ronaldo scored in the 35th minute, Pepe scored in the 50th minute, and Benzema finished off in the 61st minute. It seemed like once Ronaldo scored, Barca just didn't really have a chance. I mean, I didn't watch all the game, but it was all Real Madrid. I feel like
except in the beginning.
Yeah, from then on, it was all Real Madrid, and Barca really didn't have a chance.
Yeah. I watched a little bit. I did see the handball that PK had, and saw Ronaldo score on the penalty kick. I pretty much watched the first half. And yeah, it looked like Barcelona was just making silly mistakes, and now looking back, really should, the Barcelona manager put in Luis Suarez?
I thought that was a very interesting move.
I thought he was coming off the bench, but he was in. Questionable with that. Iniesta made a mistake too in the end to get goal number 3 for Real Madrid. I saw the highlight for that. It was just sloppy. I'm not going to blame Bravo for any of those goals. The goalkeeper for Barcelona. None of those were his fault. Casillas actually had a good game for once. It's about time. It's been a while for him. I mean, the game was good. Real Madrid needed the win, so this is a good one for them, obviously. And yeah, if fun fact about the game, over 500 million people watched the game today, El Clasico. So, and with that win, Real Madrid's only now 1 point behind Barcelona. That was Barcelona's first loss in the league. It's actually like a pretty good race so far in La Liga.
Yeah, Valencia's only 2 points out of first behind Barca.
Yeah,
and Sevilla.
If they win, they're tied for first place. So it's pretty interesting. I like this because I like how there's competition at La Liga because really it's like except for last year, it's always been either Barcelona or Real Madrid. Now the Atletico won last year. There's competition this year. It's looking like could be interesting season.
I picked a good year to get into soccer. I'm really loving it. I gotta admit. So now on to our football. Last week we're actually gonna hold off on the scandal. For once. Last week, despite Snowball and CB's prediction, I picked the Rams to cover against the Seahawks. The Rams actually beat the Seahawks by 2 points. Probably should have been more because they were up 21-3 in the first quarter. That was ridiculous. But what Seahawks fans are calling ridiculous is the way the game ended. I don't know if you saw the Snowball, but there was a fumble towards the end of the game that it looked like Richard Sherman ended up recovering. But the refs ruled that it wasn't an immediate recovery, and that the Rams actually got it. Did you happen to see that?
I did not see the entire. I might have seen it, but I'm not really sure people have been talking about. So I'm gonna go look at the highlights right now. I saw the rest of the game, and I love the game. I was watching on the Red Zone, so they were flipping back and forth in the game. So I loved it. I loved the fake punt. I loved the fake play and the other punt.
That was
it was just a great game. Jeff Fisher really took some risk here, and why not? I mean, your team is in the NFC West, tough division. You're a division rival. You need some kind of spark to get your team in the playoffs. I loved it. It was a great play. Both great plays, both great fakes. The Rams. I mean, Austin Davis does not look. He really doesn't look terrible. So I'm interested to see what happens. If they decide to keep him next year or continue with Stafford. But I mean, it's going to be fun nonetheless. Good one for the Rams. Starting to question the Vikings a little bit now, but we'll have to wait and see. So good one for the Rams.
Well, I don't know how you jumped to the Vikings there, though.
What?
How'd you just jump there to the Vikings, though?
I don't know.
All right, but looking at the NFC West standings right now. You got Arizona on top, 5-1, and really, I feel like if Drew Stanton didn't get knocked out of that game in Denver, they might have had a shot. I'm not saying they would have won, but they would have had a shot. San Fran, 4-3, in second place, and then the Seahawks are in third place in their division. 2 games back of first, 3-3. St. Louis is only 1 game back of Seattle. I feel like that's just insane. I went into the season thinking the Seahawks would be one of the best teams in the NFL again.
Mm-hmm.
Snowball, what happened?
Say it again? Sorry.
Just what happened with the Seahawks?
There's a defense's problem because Russell Wilson had an amazing game. First player ever to pass for over 300 yards and rush for 100. I mean, I don't know. I think the Rams just really outplayed. I think special teams, to be honest, was the big thing. Because think about it. Let's momentum on that fake punt, on the fake, on the misdirection on the punt, really gave a boost to St. Louis. And then the fake punt. We all knew if the Rams punted that, did that punt, there's 2:55 left in the game. Russell Wilson can easily get in field goal range and win that game for Seattle. So they knew, I mean, in everyone's minds, we knew that was going to happen. But that fake punt, more momentum, killed more time on the clock. And I really think special teams was the main reason, the main factor in this game, as stated before. So, honestly, the special teams coach is probably scratching his head, and you can blame the loss on special teams. Because Russell Wilson had a great game, and the defense wasn't terrible for Seattle either. It was just really the special teams.
Yeah, I still don't